Moro, as for the new patriotic party and the time-wasted effort trying to find the reasons why they lost the last election.
Time-wasted effort?
It is time-wasted.
But you did the same thing.
I'll get there, and I'll tell you why I feel there is a stand. You see, the circumstances are entirely different.
Tell me what the difference is.
Look, we had a sitting president who took over from a president, the late President Mills, of course. And we had internal issues to resolve within the party.
Yeah.
And many of us believe that largely because of the nature of the transition that happened between the late President Mills and that of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it contributed hugely to our defeat. So there was the need for us to understand what was going on. It had nothing to do with the psychology or persuasion of the party then. So when we did it, they were mocking us. Today, they decided to copy from the NDC's hymn books, and they're even copying it wrongly. And I can sit here and confidently and eruditely tell them why they lost that last election. Moro, you see, you were dealing with a leader who for almost over a decade decided to change the psychology of your party. And here I'm making reference to Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Remember, since 2007, Nana Addo has been at the helm of affairs of the party. And so he succeeded in changing the thinking pattern of the party and moved the NPP from a party that was initially attractive to intelligence, academia, and if you like, the business community, to a party that suddenly assumed an arrogant posture to reflect his personality, where even dissent was not entertained when he was running flag bearer, even in opposition. So your problem started way back, even before Nana Addo Akufo-Addo became president. You failed to identify these red spots. And at the time, the NDC was pointing it out to you and said that, look, this is not just about the future of the new patriotic party. It is also about the future of Ghana's democracy. You defended that taggery, that arrogant posture, even in opposition, where a chunk of your party leaders were chased out of the party head office. Your regional chairmen were harassed. In fact, as a result of that, one of them, unfortunately, was murdered, largely because of the politics of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and his cabal within the new patriotic party. So, Moro, you emboldened the man, and he took that attitude into government. And when he got into government, the government was run by 3 people. We all know that. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, Gabby Otchere-Darko, and the former finance minister, Ofori-Atta. So for over a decade, these guys shaped the philosophy of the new patriotic party. So the first step is for you to reorient your minds and get yourself out of that arrogant posture. Because you just demonstrated same here. Did you listen to him when he said that, oh, the flag servers is our seat and the parliamentary seats, so we are going to take our seats back? Those seats belong to the good people of this country, and they decide through elections who to give the honor of serving them. It does not belong to the new patriotic party.
But Hamza, if he sees those seats as a traditional NPP seats, and he says
is a Jubilee House, but he mentioned that. I'm making reference to it. He said it belongs to them. They will take theirs.
Oh, you mentioned Flagstaff House as your seat?
Yes, the presidency. He mentioned that.
You mentioned that.
But you see, I'm going to introduce him into that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
You see, Moro,
he's being mischievous.
Moro, I'm not.
Carry on.
Moro, again, you see. So their first task is actually not, they don't need a report to be told that they need to take away that poison chalice that Nana Addo Akufo-Addo succeeded in subjecting them to over the last 8 years. In fact, over the last 16 years, rather. Because 8 years in opposition and 8 years in government. Over a decade. Moro, you see, when they were doing the press conference, I looked at the table and I was like, my goodness God, these guys don't learn any useful lessons. These are still remnants of the Nana Addo legacy. These are the very people that the NPP people are worried about. These are them. They still feel that they are relevant to the politics of the NPP. Any true transformation that fails to sweep off the Nana Addo poison chalice from their parliamentary leadership to the party level, they would be unsuccessful at any attempt to truly transform their party. The likes of Efenyo Makin and Co. are all Nana Addo's induced leadership before he left. They know as a party that they did not have the luxury of choice to determine who lead them or who had the opportunity to sit at the front bench of parliament. It was done by Nana Addo before he left. The party level, still under his beck and call. So that is the kind of problem they have. If the party truly wants to make a transformative change in its operations, there is the need for the likes of my brother here to be shown the exit and allow new blood with a better understanding. Unfortunately, I have to tell him that.
You want your friend to be sacked?
No, but they need to move. They need to make way. The party is yearning for change. And the last election, he is. That's why I'm saying that, unfortunately, there are better roles for him to play, but not to be at the party head office. Because, you see, they all contributed to that mess. And I'm sure the NPP people out there hold them responsible. So you don't need a report to tell you that. And, you see, my brother, I listened to Afenyo Makin also make references to the fact that the NDC is engaged in a scheme to oust the Chief Justice. Unbelievable. So that again, once again, is a reflection of the choice that they gave to the good people of this country. We've all seen his conduct since he assumed the leadership role, first as majority leader and subsequently as minority leader, meaning minority leader in parliament. We've seen his conduct. This is not a conduct that we can be proud of. And I'm sure well-meaning NPP people are beginning to question his sense of judgment and leadership ability when it comes to leading the NPP's bench. And these are the people who are leading the party today. There's the need for a change. He is a lawyer. He knows that whatever action we take in this country, especially when it comes to the three arms of government, clearly governed by our Constitution, 1992. And under Article 146, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana prescribes a procedure for citizens of this country to take advantage of at any point in time they feel that the Chief Justice is not living according to the dictates of her mandate or his mandate. So if responsible Ghanaians, not one, not two, not three, three Ghanaians we are told, decided to take advantage of that constitutional provision to call for the removal of the Chief Justice, how is that connected to the National Democratic Congress? Does he think that the laws in our Constitution are simply meant to be opened, admired, and closed again? Every constitutional provision is capable of being taken advantage of by the good people of this country if they feel strongly about it.
Okay.
So if Ghanaians decide to take advantage of that constitutional provision, it shouldn't complain. After all, we did not put those laws in our law courts, in our constitution, simply because we wanted to admire it from time to time.
All right.
So, Moro, please let my brother know that the reality is that their number one challenge has to do with a president who has changed the persuasion of the NPP for over a decade.
Okay.
Ably assisted by a man who, quite incidentally and interestingly, has earned the reputation of not being trustworthy. And I'm here making reference to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We did not put that on him. It is simply difficult for Ghanaians to accept that this is a truthful candidate. And remember, somewhere in 2016, His Excellency President Mahama said something profound when he cautioned that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should be careful of his promises and the things he was saying about the economy because he had not had the opportunity yet to be president or vice president. We saw it happen.
Okay.
Prophetic.
All right.
Today, he is being hunted by his own words and actions whilst he was in opposition and even subsequently in government. So my plea to them is, look, they should spare Ghanaians this hassle.
All right.
Of having to waste time discussing the internal happenings of the New Patriotic Party. Okay. They should do the needful.
All right.
The likes of the General Secretary, the party chairman, and finally, Moro, look, I'm a proponent of freedom of expression, especially under a minute when it comes to the role of the media in our politics. We cannot end this show without condemning what they did to the TV3 reporter. That is unacceptable. It could be Metro TV tomorrow. And the Ghana Journalists Association must signal to the NPP that they would not entertain that. And they can only do so by releasing a statement today, directing all media houses to boycott their activities until they apologize to the TV3 journalists. This is how we can help strengthen the fourth estate as far as our democratic process is concerned. We should not allow the NPP to get away with this. Because